Okay, here we go. So welcome aboard, everyone. Welcome aboard to another live show. This is IrixGuy's live show, episode number... Philippe. Welcome aboard, Philippe. We got Brent, we got Philippe, we got other folks tuning in here. This is awesome. And we have... Y'all know what this is, the sound of the super chat. So it's right here beside me, ready for action. So got a lot of cool stuff today. One of the coolest things is I've got this very cold drink. This has bananas in it. It has ice. It has 100% orange juice. It has 100% pineapple juice. And it also has some rum. I did a big workout on the Schwinn IC4 today. Yeah, Philippe, you're right, man. I appreciate that. 106. Yeah, I had the challenge of figuring out, what is the best gym alternative. And I know a lot of places, gyms are closed. A lot of places are kind of open. They're kind of semi-open, and it's, my best thing, and again, we're all, we've all got our own opinions. My best thing is, if I don't have to do it, I mean, obviously exercise is essential, but if I don't have to do it in an enclosed area with a bunch of other people, what can I do to get the workout? Philippe says, let me know about your drink. I'm going to do the same. Man, this drink's turned out like a boss, man. Tell me what you mix up, because I'm looking for some new ideas. Either, my liquors of choice, I like rum, preferably dark rum. I like, tequila, and I like, really tequila and rum. That's kind of my two liquors. I don't drink a lot. I just like, good drinks when I drink. So, so I'm drinking to celebrate. One of the reasons I drink on the weekends is that, I don't know, it probably doesn't provide any value, but I like to do, like to get that cleanse, and in my mind, I mean, I know it probably doesn't provide any sort of health benefit, but in my mind, if I'm drinking this liquor, maybe if I've got that virus in my throat, maybe it goes away. Philippe says, I did my French fries tonight using the new Ninja. Dude, you know what's funny? I've got a bag full of russet potatoes, and I almost did the same thing tonight. I've got some cheeseburgers I'm going to grill, and I was going to, do some steak fries in the air fryer. Since you're a chef, how do you season yours? That's the big question. With mine, I'm kind of simple. I cut them up. I put olive oil on top of them. I do sea salt, black pepper, and garlic, and I toss them around in that, and then I air fry them. What's a way to really set your fries off? What do you do? What do you do for your air fried French fries that makes them something exceptional? Yeah, that Ninja air fryer is hard to beat. It's a good size too, because a lot of the air fryers are too small. And what I found with the Ninja air fryer, for a small family, I mean, it's more than sufficient. You just use salt, man. You can't go wrong with salt. Do you use sea salt, or do you just use what kind of salt do you use? I always use sea salt. Philippe says, okay, I will let you know about drink soon. How did you hear any new update for your DJI app? I haven't, admittedly, it's been so hot, or mixed spice, like they do Five Guys and a burger. Yeah, Five Guys, man. Those fries, the fries they have there are super good. Um, yeah, I haven't messed with the drone. I'm gonna break out my Mavic Air 2 next week. It's just been so hot, man. It's been so incredible. And honestly, it's been so hot. The other thing is though that I've been working on a lot of projects. I've got I've been doing a lot obviously with the live streaming and all of this equipment, but the biggest thing this week has been the Schwinn IC4 and the Zwift, which is a cycling app, because I've been trying to find the hiccups. Trying to find the perfect indoor workout, and I think that's the magic bullet. Yeah, sea salt is better, but you have to go easy with sea salt. You're right. Yeah, it's definitely very salty. One of the things I like to do with the potatoes too, when I'm not air frying fries, I like to do I like to get a baked, the same potato, just a russet potato or whatever, and I like to, coat it in olive oil and then encrust it with sea salt and then wrap it up in aluminum foil and bake it for about an hour. And man, that comes out. It makes the the peeling of the potato kind of a little crispy, and then all that salt and olive oil gives it a texture. And I've really enjoyed. It's amazing what you can do with a bag of potatoes, man. Everything from baked potatoes to air fried French fries to potato wedges, hash browns. I mean, it's and the thing I like about potatoes, they got a pretty decent shelf life too. So when I get a bag of those, they last. They don't last that long because I eat them. I eat them very quickly. But man, you're making me hungry. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do chicken wings tonight. I was gonna grill burgers, and do the air fried French fries. It's funny you said that. Now I'm craving the air fried French fries instead of the. But I'm probably still gonna do chicken wings tonight just because. It's Friday and it'll be a wing night and I don't have to cook. I'll just pick up some wings and wing it, man. Just wing it. Wing it on a Friday night. Got a ton of people tuning in here. And this is a live show, everyone. So remember, if you haven't tuned in, this is the sound of the super chat. So anytime a super chat comes in, this sucker will go off. Stocks and watches. Whoa. The yellow gold sub with blue dial and bezel. Whoa, man, that is some top dollar stuff, dude. But that's it's a good piece. We need to get stocks and watches, hybrid life. We need to get a live show up, man. What have you figured out your equipment? Do you have everything you need to do a live show this weekend, or are you still getting everything put together for it? Let's see. We got a bunch of good stuff going on here. Yep, and it looks like DJI is probably going to, it seems like that action camera rumor for Q4, fourth quarter of 2020. It seems like that action camera rumor is pretty solid. So I think we're going to see that. And honestly, if that Mavic 3 or Mavic 3 Pro, whatever they want to call it, if that comes out and has a modular camera that doesn't require the use of tools, I mean, we're talking about a game-changing drone. I mean, we definitely are. So, yeah, dude, stocks and watches, we need to get up and talk stocks and watches. I tell you, man, Kodak, whoa. Who would have seen Kodak coming, man? That was a screaming bull. And, it's funny how politics and, and funding can make a stock erupt. It came from the ashes. I mean, it was trading in the, around $1 or so. Stocks and Watches says, I can do a live show, but still setting up and figuring out how to edit, etc. You know what? Some of the best live shows are the ones where you're figuring it out, because while you're figuring it out, you're having the live experience, and you know what works, what doesn't work, and it's just it's a good way to do it. So if you need, my agenda for the weekend, I do a ton of consulting. This weekend for me, as far as consulting projects are concerned, is it's pretty light. So I mean, I can mix whatever among, if you want to go live, just let me know, just kind of an estimated time, shoot me an email, whatever, and I'll be more than happy to let you know if I can make it, because probably I can. I don't think this weekend, I don't think I've got too heavy of a workload, but I mean, you never know. Philippe says, yes, but how much for the Mavic 3 Pro? I'm scared. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, DJI, and that's the danger of DJI not having any competition. I mean, any real competition, is that, they pretty much control their prices. So, given that, and honestly, I was shocked at, the price point that they released Mavic Air 2 at, giving the amount of features. I think I would hope that Mavic 3 would definitely come in under $2,000 US. But, there's always a possibility that that DJI could become a little bit overly confident with their pricing and charge whatever, knowing that it's probably still going to sell. Now, there is and I don't know the technical term. I'm not super, super duper savvy with sales, but there's a price as far as product manufacturers are concerned. There's a price point where you can pretty much target everyone, but then you go into the next tier, and then you're more of the ultra, let's just call them the turbo enthusiast tier. So you're still going to make a ton of sales, but you're not going to be getting just the average enthusiast. And I think, with DJI, I think they kind of look at, and again, I hope they don't come up with a price that's so high that it alienates, because, if you're in this as, you're a hobbyist, I mean, these things are expensive. I mean, it's not like drones are your only hobby. You got tons of hobbies potentially, and to have to overspend for one hobby, could devastate their sales. I mean, ultimately they want to have it priced low enough to where they can get a lot of sales, but still make a profit. They don't want to just break even. I mean, any business wants to make money. I mean, that's capitalism. So, it's finding that happy price point. And I'll tell you, I mean, I'm probably one of the most cheap and haggling type people you'll ever meet, because a deal's never a deal for me. I want a better deal. That's anything. I mean, it's food, it's vacations, it's collectibles, hobbies, whatever. You name it. I mean, I want a deal. I don't. I want a discount. Tech for your needs. Welcome aboard, sir. Welcome aboard. Always good to have you, man. Welcome back. Philippe says, Mavic Air 2 was a great deal, money-wise. Oh, definitely. And and that's the thing with Mavic Air 2. I think that Mavic Air 2 kind of signals how awesome Mavic 3 is going to be. I mean, if they can give us that much in Mavic Air 2, which is not their premium Mavic tier. I mean, obviously, Mavic 3 will be the premium tier. It's pretty interesting. I was speaking of that. Hey, Philippe, I'm going to honor that. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This right here, Philippe had a great suggestion. This right here is a straw, but it's not your standard straw. This is a paper straw. And even though it's paper, when you put it in your hands, it has the feel. It's almost like a plastic straw, but it's not. These are super important. The reason being is a lot of the pollution in the oceans is plastic. And a lot of that plastic's water bottles. A lot of that plastic is straws. And this is paper, so this is easily biodegradable. As a test, what I did with this straw, not this straw, but another straw, and you can find these straws on my website, IrixGuy.com, but I had I drank, and actually I need to get a proper glass too. This is this is pretty ghetto, man. I'm just drinking out of the blender. But I had James Moulton couldn't tell it was a green screen. Heck yeah, man. That's what I like to hear. I appreciate it. So yeah, this straw is paper, but man, these things hold up. And I drank with one last week or week before, and then I just discarded the straw. I just threw it out in the backyard. And the reason I did that is to see, number one, how long would it last? And I mean, even after a week, the straw was still a straw. It hadn't, it's not like a piece of paper on the ground that's, so I mean, they do biodegrade, but my point with that is that they biodegrade, but they don't biodegrade so quickly. Like if I'm drinking this drink, I could drink multiple drinks, which I'm not going to tonight because I got a big workout routine tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, you can, with these straws, man, I mean, paper straws, that's where it's at for the environment, and they work well. And let's see. Tag for your needs. Buying question. I ask a need or a want. Plus, what is the return on the investment? I don't like that. Yeah, return on investment, ROI. Yep. Yeah, you're right. And that's the thing. I mean, when it comes to most anything, now obviously, I'm one of the cheapest dudes you'll ever meet. And when it comes to me, there's few items that I will buy that don't offer a return on investment. I mean, even food. I mean, when I'm buying food, yeah, I want to be satisfied. I want a meal that's going to make me feel good. It doesn't have to be expensive, but, I don't want to go to some frou-frou restaurant and get something that makes me leave, I leave feeling hungry. I want a proper meal. And, I get my ROI on that. When it comes to drones, I got to have my ROI as well. This is a great hobby, but if I'm going out in the field and parading around in the field and I'm not making anything revenue, YouTube ad revenue wise, I'm wasting my time. I mean, it's a great hobby, but I'm not just living this life to entertain myself. It's all about ROI, return on investment. Time is an investment. Time is limited. So, whatever we're doing, it's not like everything you do has to generate money, but everything that you do should have at least some sort of return, whether it's a financial return, maybe it's a health return. For example, my investment in my Schwinn IC4 indoor cycle and my Zwift app that I use for indoor cycling workouts now. That's not making me money, but, well, actually, no, I'm going to be posting a bunch of videos and how-to videos for the Schwinn IC4, how-to videos for the Zwift app and all of that. So that will generate advertising revenue. But that's not what drove me to say, hey, the Schwinn IC4 offers good ROI, return on investment. It's, hey, man, I'm getting fat. I've, like most all of us, we're part of this quarantine. We're trying to distance ourselves, and, whether it's a real virus, whether it's fake, whatever, I know some people that actually had it, so now I know it's real. I don't want to get sick, whether it's a common cold or, or coronavirus or syphilis. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get sick. So with that being the case, I've chosen to avoid the gym and just do indoor workouts in my studio, and it's an awesome experience. Philippe says, nice, no pollution. I use bamboo. Good bamboo. I've got to get a bamboo straw. Bamboo boo. Where did my... Oh, man, where did it go? Hold on. When I ran down to get the straw earlier, I almost forgot the didgeridoo. You got to have the sound of the super chat, man. Ooh, I just knocked my green screen light. Green screen, are you okay? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so bamboo straws, stocks, and watches. Let me know good time to call in if the show has time. We can briefly discuss some future ideas. We can talk by way. Let me know a good time to call in to the. You want to call into this show? If you want to call into this show, I've got the studio yellow phone right here. I can let you call in. I mean, do you want to call into this one, or do you want to call in? Because it's available right now. Just shoot me, or I mean, if you want to dial in, I'll just shoot you the studio phone number. It's a New York number. James says, LMAO, I don't know if you remember me, by the way, when you made Phantom videos. I sent you a video of my cheap drone, and you couldn't see the sun. It's been a while, man. No, dude, I remember you. James Moulton. I do remember you. Nice to see you're still at it. No doubt, man. And I mean, you too. I mean, it's an addictive hobby. It's not just a hobby. I mean, this is an industry that we have not yet seen its full potential. And I mean, right now, this pandemic, whatever you want to call it, that we're all part of, it's kind of made drones kind of slow down temporarily because, there are less people are moving around, less people are out and about. So, I think once all of this is cleared up, I think we're going to see not just the drone industry, but a ton of industries surge. Stocks and watches says time is my reserve currency. No doubt, man. Yeah, I mean, time is money. And, the thing is that, you got to have fun. But here's the thing that, that I always preach when I'm dealing with entrepreneurial workshops and that sort of stuff. The biggest thing is, it's not the dollar that you're after. And some people are, and some people do okay with that. But for the most part, people that are only after, the financial aspect of it, people that are typically only after that, they don't become as successful, or they don't become successful at all because, they're chasing the numbers only. I mean, the big thing is chasing the freedom. It's not, yes, I mean, money's important, but, if you chase the passion, if you turn, whatever pursuit it is into a game, you gamify the experience. It doesn't have to be an exciting activity, but in your mind, if you can make it seem exciting, if you can genuinely convince yourself that it's an exciting task or task to perform, and you can profit from it, then that's what differentiates people that are just chasing the dollar from people that are hey, I'm not just going to chase a dollar. I'm gonna really just come in here and just take this bull by the horns and make as much as I can, because that's freedom. Money to some degree is freedom. And, it's something that should be reinvested. And that's the biggest thing. You see a lot of one-hit wonder. These are people that developed a product. These are people that developed a service, whatever. One-hit wonders. They make all this money. They blow it. Smart people, smart entrepreneurs, they take those profits, they reinvest those profits, and they take a little bit back. You can't just continue to invest 100%, because if you continue to invest 100%, then there's not the healthy component. Mental health is important. So, what I encourage every entrepreneur to do is that, take some profits. It's healthy to take profits. Take those profits. Maybe don't spend those profits all at once, but take those profits, set them aside somewhere. And then that way you can reward yourself. Whatever it is that motivates you. Maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's a trip, maybe it's a watch or whatever. Whatever motivates you. One of the biggest motivators that I found early in the days of stock market and entrepreneurship and all of that is that, how do you reward yourself? And the biggest thing that I found for me was, and I know it sounds stupid, but collections. I mean, I love to collect wristwatches. Every time I make a good stock trade, Every time I create a successful business and, profit well from it, I like to reward myself. It's just a constant reminder on your wrist that, hey, I did something. And you can look back and you can say, okay, what did that particular, and it doesn't have to be a watch, it could be anything, what did that particular object or memento or whatever, what does that signify? And I can look down, for example, with this, and I got this, I think, in 2013. This was in the earlier days of the channel. I mean, this was when I had some really good luck with pink sheet penny stocks, and then I flew down to the Cayman Islands, and I called the dealer down there before I was down there, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to get one of the watches I always want, and that's the Submariner no date. I didn't want a date because it messes with the symmetry, and you got that Cyclops. I just wanted the no date, and that's what I got on my wrist. So I always remember that. And I remember walking into that store I didn't stink, but I had a swimsuit on. It was dry, bummy as you can be to haggle and get you a deal. That was back when you could negotiate and get discounts on stainless steel sports, and you can't do that anymore. James says, let's see. James says, yeah, I was in middle school. Then I was obsessed with drones. But yeah, I still like them. Lots of potential in drones. Get some cool shots. James says, you had some of the best content on the Phantom 2 and 3 for sure. Dude, that is mad props. I appreciate that. I had a good time filming these videos, man. I mean, those drone videos, the earlier drone videos, and I love the current drone videos, but the earlier drone videos were some of the most exciting ones just because drones were still so new for the masses. I mean, people watch these. A lot of people watch them just out of disbelief because they couldn't believe that, something with propellers could fly like that and be so easy to control. And then there's people like you that are the drone experts that enjoy it. I mean, it's freaking cool. Stocks and Watches said, if you don't make sacrifices in your life will be the sacrifice. No doubt, man. Ball till you fizzle. Go out and do all you can. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, it's not, you just gotta hustle. I mean, you don't have to hustle. Nobody has to do anything. But, again, and something I always look at, when I was younger and I'm in these, at the beach or wherever, and you look offshore and you see the nice sailboat or the nice yacht or whatever. It's not, oh, that's a nice yacht. It's more of, okay, well, when will I have that? And how I obtain that? It's a challenge. It's mental conditioning. The power of the mind. If you learn how to mentally condition yourself, the power of the mind can get you to places that you probably wouldn't believe. James says, true stocks watches. I've been studying trading for 7 months, really starting to have strategy. Going to grab the bull by the horns, as you say, pretty soon. Nice, Irix. Stocks, man. Penny stocks. Oh, no doubt, man. Penny stocks, high risk. Expect to lose it all because that's probably what's going to happen. But if you don't, the possibility of enhanced reward exists. So, I mean, they're fun. James says, not falling for pump and dumps, but taking meat of the moves of their predictable moves. Yeah, very cool. Very well said. Stock says, calling in soon. Your Stocks and Watches, did I already send you the studio number, the New York number? Do you have that, or do you need me to message it to? I can't remember if I gave you the New York studio number or not. 1-2-1-2-1-2-3-4. Just testing my audio there. Let's see. I'm just going into my app here, and if you called and you didn't get it, I've got to turn on our voice equipment here. Hold on one second. Let me turn this on. Now it is ready. Stocks and Watches, if you want to dial in, man, the studio hotline is ready for you, sir. It is definitely ready for you. Let me put on my headphones so we can hear here. Philippe says, unfortunately, using a drone right now can be stressful. 2 weeks ago, I was in Montauk, New York. That's where that show, The Affair, was filmed. Have you seen The Affair on Showtime? Using my drone over the lighthouse. Suddenly, a woman park officer came to me and ask me.
Call from to accept 2.
Hey, man, Stocks and Watches, you there, dude?
Hey, I'm here. How's it going?
Dude, welcome aboard. Hey, everybody on the channel, we got Stocks and Watches. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to do that sound effect. I did the want, want, want sound effect. I mean to do the cheer there. See, there we go.
Oh, okay.
You probably can't hear that.
Muted you. No, I muted my computer, so I don't have this relay or delay effect.
Yeah, good deal, man. So what's going on? What's the latest on the Stocks and Watches channel?
Yeah, I'm going to upload some videos soon. Just need to learn how to edit all of this and, make it pretty high quality. I don't want to make a channel in half. I don't want to swear on your channel, but, not do it to my full potential.
Yeah. No, and that makes sense, man. Start out with quality, keep quality. I mean, you see a lot of the channels. I mean, I think one of the channels that, and you probably watch her, that Jenny L from Germany. Have you seen her videos?
I don't think I have.
Well, I think she's married to the owner of one of these big watch channels. I think it's Watch Vice or something. But her channel went from, next to nothing. I think she's actually, I'll tell you what she's at right now. I think it's 70,000 or so. I mean, she is blown up, man. But all of her videos are top quality.
And she just talks about watches.
Yeah, I'm going to share a link to her channel in the live stream here. Yeah, she's got 76,000 subscribers. And you know what's funny? She's only got 32 videos.
Wow.
Yeah. So check her out for, as far as clean inspiration's concerned, I think she's really, there's the link to Jenny L's channel on the live stream. I mean, she's got the formula right.
James Moulton says, let's see what Stocks and Watches has to say. By his username, it should be insightful. Now, does he want me to talk about stocks and watches? What does he want me to talk about?
Well, it sounds like James wants you to talk about stocks and watches. So go for it, man.
No, I thought it was funny when you brought up that Kodak stock because, it got pumped because they gave that $700 million loan. Well, the loan has to be paid back. It's not a grant. So it's getting pumped on something that needs to be paid back. I thought that was interesting. But it just shows you how irrational the market is and how one stock can just go up catastrophically for little to no rational reason.
Yeah, I mean, it's in that one, man. I tell you, I wish I had been a bag holder sitting on that at around $1. Because what did it hit? Did it touch 60? I didn't even look at the high. Was it around 60 or so?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it went to 60. Well, 2 days ago I was looking at it and I saw that it was at around like $6, and I'm like, I could make a little bit of money here, but that's not my strategy. So I don't want to get used to doing stuff like that. I usually want to stick to a strategy because if I get off my strategy, that's when mistakes happen. Mm-hmm. So when I started trading in the beginning, I'd put a couple $100 into these stocks right early in the morning that had high volume, and I would get lucky and maybe double that, triple that. But then there's always those stocks that are so heavily manipulated, you get burned. So I went a different way on investing. I think I discussed this before, and I actually started, value investing, looking at companies that I think are going to have high earnings per share, low debt, and that are going to be successful in the future. So I know I always talk about gold and silver for entertainment purposes. But,
all of this for entertainment purposes.
which has had a great run, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's kind of. I think the momentum's slowing. I think temporarily it's slowing down, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think with everything, it's not a linear uptrend. Right? It's this oscillation of ups and downs. So there's going to be corrections. So all these the problem is that from July 20th to now, gold stocks haven't moved, right? They're at their July 20 prices, but gold, the metal, is up over $100 from July 20th. So every time gold dips just a little bit, these gold stocks get dumped because every dip, these investors think that the gold bull rally is over because they don't understand the crisis. Everyone thinks the crisis is the pandemic, but the problem is the crisis was bad monetary policy and was actually here before the pandemic. The pandemic was more so the pin that popped the bubble. So people are looking at it wrong. And I think that this gold and silver precious metals rally is just getting started, and most people haven't seen anything yet.
Well, and speaking of that, we had a few, let's see, James said the catalyst, really it was short selling that bet too hard. They had all to cover their shares, which means they had to buy. So they pushed it up. Also, a lot of people buying as well, mostly short squeeze. Philippe says, trading sounds like gambling in Las Vegas. James, if you hold and hope, it is. But you have strategy takes a long time to learn, at least with short-term trading. And speaking of that, man, where Kodak closed at today, Kodak right now is at 21.85. So it ran to, let's see, the high was 60, at least what I'm showing on my chart. The high was 60. So the 52-week range for Kodak, $1.50 on the low end, $60 on the high end. So, I mean, that's just crazy, man. And
6,000%.
Yeah, I mean, that is, but what's funny, that's a big board stock. You look at penny stocks, if your risk tolerance is super high, that's nothing for a penny stock. That's a phenomenal gain. Don't get me wrong, percentage wise, but with penny stocks, you can even. We need to get. So tell us about your channel, Stocks and Watches. What do you want the first show to be? What do you want the talking points for the first show to be? And what are your thoughts on that?
So are you talking about the first live show between me and you, or my first video that I'm going to be uploading?
Well, tell us about your video first, and then tell us about the first live show.
Well, probably for the video, my first video, I'm going to be talking about more so what the channel's about, what to expect, and maybe get some insight on what people want to hear. Because I have a lot of at least life experience in stocks and watches for my age, so everything's relative to my age. I might not have as much as you, but at 27, I've had quite a bit of nice watches. I've been fortunate enough to be able to buy them, and I've been trading since I was 18 years old. My early days in the military, so I have quite a bit of experience. So I think I can kind of get the younger viewers, or so-called the millennials, to have a different approach of thinking, because a lot of these millennials, the way they look at stocks and investing is not necessarily all rational. And, I say that with a grain of salt, because everything's not rational, right? Everyone has their own biases and stuff like that. But a lot of these millennials, like the Bitcoin thing, for the pro Bitcoiners on here, I'm sorry, I don't see the potential in it. But, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I can provide insight more in like a classical way when you're looking at, if you compared investing to kind of like classical versus quantum physics or the new type of physics, you can look at investing that way, and I can kind of teach them the classical perspectives on investing. I feel like instead of just going for trending investing and trying to, with Robinhood, you see stocks so heavily manipulated, especially this year, because you have all of these day traders running up the prices on bankrupt companies like Hertz. So a lot of these investors, they're buying at the top, just like you showed with Kodak, and they're bag holding. So how many people bought at $60 now are bag holding at 21?
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton, because they thought 60 was just the beginning.
Friends. Yeah, and I have a ton of friends from college that bought this GNUS stock, GNUS. I mean, the thing went from, cents to $8, $9, $10, $12 a couple weeks ago. So they started buying at like $8, $6, and then at $3. and they're buying 30,000 shares, 40,000 shares, like all their money. And now they're big holding at $1.40, and now they're taking out margins. It's like,
yeah,
so
I think your spin on this. So you've got, and this is older dude. I'll be 40 in a few weeks. So, this is older dude speaking. I think, your interest here, your age group and your perspective on this is going to be incredible. I mean, as far as YouTube, I don't think there's, and I may be wrong, but I don't think there's a lot of people of your demographic that are successful and understand stocks and are willing to talk about stocks. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
Name the person, tell me. I mean, there's the big guys that, they're all marketing type people, but you've got, the Timothy Sykes, and then you've got, there's a few others like that. But I don't know of any, I mean, do you know of any people below 30 years old that are knowledgeable or interested in this, that vocalize their opinions on YouTube? I mean, frequently, or?
No, I don't. And I think it's important to, when I say no, I don't know anybody, like you said, that is not claiming they do for marketing purposes. There's a lot of those people. You see those YouTube commercials all the time.
Yeah.
Says, "Oh, are you investing in this or buying this, or I know how to turn $20,000 into $1 million." It's like, no, you don't. And if you did know how to do that, you wouldn't be telling everybody.
Exactly. You wouldn't need the money. You wouldn't have to be a shill and go out and and plug
right.
whatever.
But people don't have that common sense to think that. Instead they go, "Oh, really? Get rich quick," because my age group has softened up in society so much that they don't want to work for anything. And not all. You can't only blame them for that, because society in itself, the way that we've moved towards more of a lazier way of living through technology, right? Everything is getting more user-friendly, geared towards comfortability, less work, iPads. So now we're getting all these dopamine rushes through, YouTube, iPad, social media. I mean, I love these things, but it can be overdone, right? And because we're kind of in the first stage of this social media experiment, we don't really know the effects long-term it has on the brain.
Well, we
right?
don't.
But you can start looking at it in a sociological perspective and sit back and say, okay, well, I don't have a Facebook. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have a Snapchat, but I do use YouTube. And how have I been different from my closest group of friends in the past 10 years? What are some of the similarities and what are some of the differences? And then you can kind of say, okay, well, they use social media a lot. They're always on their phone, and they all have these same types of problems. So then I could hypothesize that because of this is happening. I don't know that for a fact, but you can look at trends and you can see how, social media usage is really affecting younger people that are growing up. So,
well, they don't have the,
yeah,
I guess they don't have one of the obvious things is that they don't have the interpersonal skills that, that people pre-social media have. And not saying that everybody pre-social media had excellent social skills, but the people that are brought up, and it begs the question also, and keep in mind, I was doing computers before the internet existed. I was doing computers before you had Windows. You had Microsoft DOS, which was black screen with white text, and then you had Windows 3.0. This is a long time ago. So
wow.
I've lived through, so I started building computers when I was maybe about 12 years old. I built computers with my dad. There was a store called Radio Shack at the time. We'd buy the parts, we'd build computers. So I started building computers at a very early age. I started a multi-node, what was called an electronic bulletin board service, a BBS, which was pre-internet, pre-CompuServe, pre-Prodigy, pre-America Online. These were kind of the pre-internet experiences. So before those services, you had BBSs, and you had a modem that you attached to your phone line, and people would call with their modem. And I had two phone lines, so I could have two people connected to my bulletin board at the same time. I had shareware, which was free software people could download. People could chat. People could send messages. People could play what were called door games, which were multi-user games. They were all text-based. But this was all pre-internet. This was all pre-Prodigy, pre-CompuServe, pre-AOL. So, that was prior to the internet. And then the internet hit, and people didn't really know, how does the internet work, and then it's like, okay, there's a really cool tool. It's called a web browser, Netscape Communications. That's where I made a lot of my money, yard money, when I was mowing grass, and I invested in a company called Netscape, NSCP, made a ton of money off of that. And that was just a few $100 from yard money. That's when I became really heavily addicted to the stock market. And that was before you had online trading. I had to go to a physical brick and mortar broker, and, here's my money. This is, how many shares I want to get of Netscape Communications, NSCP. So, and then the internet became heavily used. People, Google, I credit Google for a lot of the success of the internet, the search and the analytics and this, that, and the other. I mean, Google is a data company, and, that kind of made the internet evolve into a resource. Then, when I was growing up, we had encyclopedias, which were books, and, that was your research. Well, now you don't need that. You just need Google. And then the internet evolved from that. We had, do you remember Napster and those types of MP3 download sites?
Yeah, I'm not that young. I remember Radio Shack as well.
Okay.
I'm not that old.
So Napster and, that was kind of the pre-social media. And then you had MySpace and Facebook. MySpace is when I was in college. It was the big thing. And then, after MySpace, Facebook came out, and Facebook just destroyed MySpace. And now we are where we are with, I think, internet video. Honestly, Tech for Your Needs says Windows 3.1 started Windows 3.1. I started using computers. Yeah, I mean, it's and James says a store called Radio Shack at the time. We aren't that young. Yeah, no joke. Floppy disk, 2.5 inch. So funny. Tech for Your Needs, MS-DOS command line. And Philippe says, I'm 55, but my brain is about 15. It's dude, I honestly, Stock for Your Needs, Hybrid Life, I think you're owned to something here. And I think, just and not just the two of us from the live show, I'm super happy to join your live shows. I'm super happy to, host some shows on my channel to help cross-pollinate. But you're owned to something here. And I think the age difference, that in itself creates a different way of thinking. I mean, I've had experiences that you haven't had because you weren't involved with it at that point in time. And likewise, you've had a ton of experiences that I haven't had because, of your age group, your peers, this, that, and the other. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic. From a live show perspective. I think it's really, it'll be interesting to see where this goes, as far as how the viewers perceive it, the questions they ask, how we can bounce ideas back. I mean, who knows, man? You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree 100%. And I also think that we both share common interests and similar personalities in a way where we both have an entrepreneurial type of way of thinking, and but still trying to have fun, trying to, not make, bad quality content that's still family friendly. And I think we have unique ideas, and definitely we're both unique personalities. We're not the normal. I know I have no videos up, but I'm definitely far from normal as far as on a relative basis to society. But I think that's what viewers want, right? I mean, especially if you take two of those people at the same time and have a live show, and you're bouncing off good information. Now, if our information was just entertainment, that's good. But if it's entertainment and there's other variables, if they get knowledge from it, if it changes their lives for the better, if they make more money from it, if they help people from it, this, that, and a third, that's so much more gratifying for me.
Yeah, and
right?
that's
because then you're really making a change.
The term edutainment.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
Or how the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well,
ahead.
that one guy, he has that famous YouTuber. He's got the Valuetainment. Which he always has good content.
Let's see. What's his channel's name? Is it
Valuetainment?
Valuetainment. Let me add him. Right. I haven't seen him. There's a business guy.
He's got millions of subscribers.
I'm gonna have to add him. Valuetainment. Here he is, right here. Wow, 2.44 million. I just subscribed to Valuetainment. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
he owns. he owns some type of insurance company, from what I've heard, and he's a multi millionaire. And I think he said from his 2.44 million subscribers, he doesn't take a dollar from YouTube. He puts it all back into the channel. So it just shows, he's making money from it. He is.
Oh,
but
ton.
He's doing it for other purposes, and like you were saying earlier, you shouldn't do it all for money. Money helps, and it allows you to have resources and allot those resources to people in need. But there's also other types of currency like time, enjoyment, happiness. There's different levels too.
Yeah. And it's easy
self-actualization, you could say.
It's easy to put, to distribute too much time into, a certain area. And that's, dude, wow, 2.44 million subscribers. That's huge. That dude's making bank.
You're going to get there too. You've been consolidating hard. And as you know from the stock market, the longer the consolidation, the bigger the breakout.
Yeah, no, and it's the thing. I mean, Brad, welcome aboard, man. We got Brad Hendo in the audience. James says, Tech for Your Needs says AOL Chat, America Online. I remember, so there was America Online, which is kind of the all-in-one, interface. And then you had when AOL was kind of dying because of the internet, then they came out with AOL Instant Messenger. And AOL Instant Messenger that was back when I was in college, back in the early 99, 2000, 2001. And, everybody was on AOL Instant Messenger. It was kind of like text messages at the time. Everybody, you go out to the bar and meet a girl or whatever, you get her, you talk to her, and then she's chatting with you on AOL Instant Messenger. AIM is what the acronym was. And then James says, this is pretty interesting, having a good dialogue. You're right. Y'all are both unique and go-getters. Dude, let's get up. You tell me, what's your Saturday and Sunday like? Is there a time you'd like to host a show and kind of kick this off, or is that premature for you, or what?
No, I think I would say probably Sunday would work better, just so I have a little bit of time to get ready. I don't know what my weekend looks like yet. I'm getting a new apartment here. I'm going back to the clinic, you could say. I want to say campus, but I'm at a hospital where my school is, and I start that in August 31st. So I got to get all that settled. So let's push that to Sunday, so therefore I can get the stuff I need to get done that has a higher priority tomorrow.
Definitely, man. And just let me.
I'll email you.
Yeah, just email me. I mean, obviously, no pressure. If it, I understand especially with what all you're doing. I mean, obviously that should be priority. So if it turns out that it doesn't work for Sunday, I mean, we can do it whenever. I mean, it's obviously an open invitation, because I think it's going to be a really cool thing. I think it's going to be a cool thing for both of us, cross-pollination and just. Yeah, I think it's really going to be really cool. I'm excited.
No, I agree. And, I think I can bring a lot of people to the channel that, they watch YouTube, but, they really watch, some interesting things. If they could understand what's all of the education that's on this stuff. I mean, for me, I use YouTube as more of an educational platform. I feel like I've learned just as much from YouTube as I did in my whole undergrad in neuroscience. I went to a good university. It's a good school, but I did so much self-learning. And how many times did I go to Khan Academy or the organic chemistry tutor or whatever it was on YouTube? If anyone that's listening to this has recently been to college or is in school, I mean, I'm sure they've done the same thing. You go into the library at the universities, everyone's on YouTube. It's unbelievable. So YouTube is a huge thing. And, all we need to do is get the right audience to be viewing our channels. And I think especially like yours with the base you already have, I see it being so big. For someone like me personally, I don't subscribe to that many people because I don't want my algorithm on YouTube every time I search to get me off of my focus, right? I want to maintain my focus throughout the day because I have so much I have to do in such little time. So I want to limit and mitigate my distraction. So for you to earn my subscribership or whatever you call that, I mean, you got to be the real deal. And I'm not just talking out of my ass here. Yeah. I mean that. And that's why I like to participate and email you and take time to really strengthen this, friendship or YouTube friendship that we have, because it's a great thing, and I think that we can change a lot of people's lives for the better.
Well, it's good. It's awesome that you said that, because one of the rare opportunities I have, and I'll share this with everyone that's watching live. I've got a YouTube partner manager. Once you hit a certain, whatever the metrics may be, they'll approach you, they'll provide you with guidance, one-on-one consulting, this, that, and the other. And, one of the biggest things that they had talked about was, the importance of collaboration. And, for you to come to me, we know how you found my channel. It was over, a wristwatch review. I think it was actually the Submariner that I've got from the Cayman Islands. And, but, just how people meet on YouTube, and, how that turns into a, collaborative opportunity, I guess I should say. Because, right now, obviously your channel, you'll be starting with zero. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not, it's not a deterrent. No. And a lot of people would look at that and it's like, well, I would start a channel, but there's so many channels that are already out there, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of people.
That's not how you should think.
Right. And you don't think that way. And the way I'm looking at this is that, the value add that, my footprint, which isn't huge. There's channels that, like we're looking at the one, 2.44 million subscribers. I'm a small fish, but the the similar interest and the value add that, our collaboration can provide, that hopefully I can provide for your channel, and hopefully your channel can provide for mine. Hopefully it'll be hopefully a mutually beneficial, collaborative experience. And I think that'll probably be the case. I'm not.
Oh, 100%.
And and I'll go ahead and say, and I said it before, I'm not here to, I'm a businessman, but I'm not here to say, oh, I want a piece of stocks and watches, because I don't. All that I want is to collaborate with your channel, which is stocks and watches. And if you choose to collaborate with mine, that's freaking awesome, because ultimately, it's going to benefit us both, with the cross-pollination. And I'm up for that. And it's, it's the weirdest thing, because there's so few people, especially, we're talking about stocks, stocks, they're kind of the the self-centered, money-centric type people. And then you've got the watch collectors. Well, you've got and I mean this respectfully, you've got the buffoons like Archie Luxury. And then you've got, then you got the people that don't really know their stuff, and they're spruiking, Squallies and what is it? Not David Ward or Christian Ward, all these like crap brands, and
right.
But, to find the people that actually can talk about, stocks and quality wristwatch collecting, dude, it's a recipe for success. There's no doubt. And not just those topics, but anything that, that the viewers want to see. And I think it's really going to spark, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a good ride. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it'll be good. And like I said, if I'm going to start this, which I am, I'm going to make sure it's high quality, because this is a one and done. I'm going to do a channel, and I'm really going to do it well. And that's how it's going to be done. Now, I don't look at it as I have no subscribers and IrixGuy's got 75. I look at it as, okay, let's see who gets to 1 million first.
There you go.
As a friendly challenge, so that motivates you to go hard, and that motivates me to go hard. I always like, coming from behind,
No, and I think that's the perfect mentality for it. And what was funny, and I'll share a story with you, just a quick story, because I'm going to get some chicken wings here in a second, man. I'm freaking starving.
Okay.
But yeah, so I went, YouTube Space it's in New York, and it's in some other cities too. And you've got to unlock it with a certain number of subscribers, whatever. And then you got to do this series of tests and unlock the space, right? So I went to New York and went to YouTube Space and walked in, and they gave me, X $1,000 worth of equipment I'd reserved. You just walk in, casually pick it up from a desk. You take it to all the studios. You can film whatever videos. I just did it kind of as a novelty at the time, because my channel had hit that level, and I was able to do it. But it was just kind of a reminder. And one of the things I remember about that experience, I was in there. My wife was with me, and and I'd filmed in the studio. It was a boardroom or whatever. It was a really cool set, great acoustics. And walked out, and the next part was a green screen. You had to reserve your time slots for all these different studios in YouTube space. And I walked into the green screen room, and I was in there just doing the typical, BS type of video. And these people were at the door. I walk out, and there's like it's like 15, 20 people, right? And they are there to film a legitimate music video. And they said,
wow.
Yeah, and they said, sir, they said, are you using this green screen room? I said, actually, I've got it reserved for an hour. And I'd been in there for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And I said, but you know what? I said, I'm just here having a good time. I said, obviously, y'all are here. And I started talking to them, and they told me about the music video and this, that, and the other, and what they're filming. I said, look, I'm just here having fun, unlock the space. I said, y'all go ahead and, and take the green screen room. But it's just, when you look at the reach, when you look at the perception that YouTube provides, I mean, this is an opportunity that I feel, and I firmly feel this. And again, I firmly feel this based upon, my previous experiences with, bulletin board services, with the internet, with the initial offerings that social media provided, now to internet video. I firmly feel that internet video is here to stay, and I firmly feel that internet video is not just the current big thing, but the next big thing too. And I think, people that are grounded, people that are business minded like yourself, that see this opportunity and choose to seize this opportunity, this is something that can really create, a better, not just financially better tomorrow, but it is, this is the future. We're the most trying to think of a good way to put this into words. When it comes to entrepreneurs,
we're in the golden age.
We're in the golden age. There you go. Perfect. That's exactly what we are. And dude, yeah. I'm excited about this journey, dude. Yeah, definitely. I really am. And
no, I am too. So I'm excited, and I got to get going though. I got to get back to my work.
Yeah,
but I'm going to email you, and we'll get something scheduled for hopefully Sunday. So thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me call. James Moulton, if you like what I'm talking about, make sure to subscribe. We'll be back on together soon. So
what's your
thank you. I appreciate it.
It's youtube.com / I'm going to type this in the channel right now for everybody.
Just stocks and watches. So it's the and sign. You can see it on the chat, actually.
I think, yeah, I can see. Is that stocks and watches? Is that, let's see, I'm going to click it. I made a typo, guys. Stocks and watches. I think it's /user stocks and watches. Let me see.
And the S and the W are capital. I don't know if that makes any difference, but.
Actually, that didn't work. I want to make sure we got a good link for everybody before you drop it, because I'm going to have to drop off too, man.
Let's see what this says.
Yeah, paste it. If you go to your channel, your public view, and just paste it in the chat, and then we should all be able to. James says he's.
So I go to the channel, and then I click to what?
Yeah, so if you go to the top right where you see your little avatar or your icon or whatever, and then click your channel.
Okay.
Yeah, and after you click your channel, the URL at the top should be the link to your to stocks and watches.
Oh, it's some goofy.
Yeah, and I can email you and send you a link to how to change that, because you can change it to an actual friendly name, like mine's IrixGuy. And
I'll put it right here, but
yeah,
that's the link. I just put it in the chat.
Let's see. It hasn't popped up in my chat yet. There's
I've noticed your chat is slightly delayed.
Yeah, there's a slight delay here. I'm waiting on it, but let me know, man. Sunday, just shoot me an email. Just kind of let me know the time, and I'll be available. If not, whenever we can, and we'll give this. Hey, I'm behind it 100%, and you tell me what you want to do and when you want to do it, and we'll just kind of see how it goes and just kind of evolve it from that, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you. And I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. So anyway, I'll talk to you on Sunday for sure, and then I'll email you. Sounds good?
Most definitely. I'm excited. And thanks again. This is Hybrid Life from Stocks and Watches. And we will be doing a live show probably Sunday, if not Sunday, very soon. So, hey, man, thanks again for tuning in, and have a great weekend, dude.
Yeah, you too. See you later.
See ya. Okay, everybody, I'm just checking here. Let's see, my URL. I've got a delay on my chat. Let me see. I'm going to get a link to Stocks and Watches for everybody. And that was Stocks and Watches, Hybrid Life, that was just on the show here. Let me get a link here. Yeah, it's probably what it is. His channel probably doesn't have a friendly name yet. And I think James says, turning on notifications for you now, Irix. Cool. Is James, you said that you subscribed. James, do you have, if you browse to Stocks and Watches channel, can you copy the URL and paste it into the chat? It'd be awesome. Brad says, hey, Irix, we'll have to collab on drones sometime. Dude, definitely so. And Brad, hopefully next week, I'm gonna get back out with a drone, and and let's see, I'm catching up with Chad here. Check out the new drone video on my channel. Let me get a link here to Brad's drone video, everyone. Hold on just a second. See, this is Brad's latest video, 10 hours ago. St. Louis riverboat by way of drone. See, here's a link to, I'm going to share this with everyone so y'all can watch it while I watch it here. This is on Brad Hendo's channel. Oh, woo! Andrea. Dude, awesome how you're tracking the riverboat going under the bridge. It's very cool because you got the motion of the boat, you got the motion of the water, and then you got the bridge. This is for Andrea. Do another one here. That is the sound of the super chat. Anytime a super chat comes through, that sound erupts. Oh, there's that St. Louis Arch. St. Louis, Missouri. Yeehaw. Let's see, I'm going to like this video here from Brad. Okay, Philippe says, check your Facebook messaging. I did send a photo of my drink. Let me pop this up here. So that, the link I just posted, if y'all watch it too, that's Brad's video, the riverboat in St. Louis. Let's see. Dude, that was the way that, the cool thing about drone videos, Brad, obviously, is like the way you were tracking the boat. And it's all about the perspective for the viewer, dude. And like, you nailed that, especially with the bridge and my didgeridoo's falling off my chair. The bridge and then the motion of the water, and people like motion. They really like to see things that are moving around. Oh man. So Brad Philippe's got his drink and it looks very similar. It's yellow. Let's see here. Man, that looks good. That looks super good, dude. It's funny, you've got the straw. You got the bamboo straw though, and I got the if I had my monitor connected, I'd do a screen share of your drink, because you've got the bamboo straw and I've got the paper straw. That's cool, man. James says, can't find stocks anywhere. I had perfect search too. He must not have enough subscribers to find yet. Yeah, no, I think, well, it's when you start a YouTube channel, by default, you don't get what's called the vanity URL name. So like mine's youtube.com/IrixGuy. I don't know if you've got a certain, if you got to have a minimum amount of subscribers before you can get the vanity URL, or how that works. But I'll work with Hybrid Life. We'll get that set up, man, because his channel is going to be on fire, stocks and watches. And I think, I appreciate y'all's viewership. But, these live shows are good. But when you get those different, those additional layers, and especially when you get, I've always been a huge fan of diversity. And because when you get, and diversity can be pretty much anything. I mean, it can be people of different age groups. It can be people of different genders, different ethnicities, people from, a diverse group of people. When you get a diverse group of people, whatever creates that diversity, often the conversations are more rewarding, and that's, for any sort of entertainment, where it's a live show, educational, entertaining, maybe a combination of both. When you get that, it just adds to the value of that production. Brad says it was very close to nearby restricted airspace because the Arch, helicopters, airport, and prison nearby. Yeah, don't drop off anything to the prisoners. That'd be a recipe for disaster. But that's cool. You're able to fly there, and that's the thing, man. I mean, it's drones are not a bad thing. Your airspace, where you're flying. If you're a responsible pilot, you can get really cool, awesome footage, just like you did from St. Louis. You could see the Arch, you could see the riverboat. I mean, it was just it was a beautiful, great camera work, great location. And Philippe says banana, papaya, orange juice, and rum. Ooh, papaya, man. That's what I wish I had, was some papayas. Gotta love those. I tell you, have you ever had dragon fruit or star fruit? Man, those things, just some of those other kind of, and soursop. Oh, soursop. Gotta love soursop in a drink too. Philippe says that would be great if you could post my drink on your screen. If I had my screen plugged in, what's funny? This show I didn't plug in my screen because I wasn't doing the Skype. But we'll do it next show, man. Let's do that. Let's make it a trend. When we do a live show, let's do what are you drinking? Let's do a drink check, and then let's do a, what are you wearing, if you're a wristwatch guy, because, obviously with stocks and watches, the focal point for that show, it'll be heavily watch related, heavily stock market related. So, these are awesome ideas, man. Brad says all legal, just not much space to fly in. Yeah, man. I mean, that is a tight area. Stocks and watches, I'm going to have to try and get other economists as guests on the show at the end, have them disclose the watch they are wearing. Going to be amazing. No doubt, man. Stocks and watches, this is going to be YouTube gold. And mark my words, everybody out there watching this right now at 8:57 p.m. New York City time on July the 30th, July the 31st of 2020, this horrible year that we all want to forget. Philippe says, thank you, Ed. Dude, thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Stocks and watches. Crazy how I typed that, and 10 seconds later you recommended that. There you go, man. And then Philippe says, I wear a Garmin watch. Funny story. I wore a Garmin watch. This was back in the early days of the GPS watches. It was a Garmin. It was a really big, I think it was called the Forerunner, but it was one of the earlier versions. It was huge. It was very tall. And I was on, let's see, where was I? I think I was in Jamaica, and I got off the boat, and I was wearing the Garmin. I went in. I like collecting watches, but I walked in. Salespeople are always complimentary. That's their sales thing, whatever. But like I had some person who was generally infatuated with the watch, and it was a GPS watch. And I'm like, dude, it's my GPS. They're like, well, why are you wearing a GPS? I'm like, well, I'm in a foreign country, and I want to track where I am. So I guess they thought I was some sort of agent or something. Who knows? Yeah, it's he said venue. I wear an Apple Watch in the actually for the cycle that I've been doing. I've been wearing an Apple Watch, and that thing's been epic, dude. Stocks and watches, man, and this is what's weird, me being the host here. I can't click and maybe the viewers can click your avatar and browse to your channel during the live stream, because it's not letting me. Let me see if I can go back to my, because I'm in the let's just call it the administrative interface. Let me see if I can go to the public interface. Yeah, it's still not letting me click. So what I will do, I'm going to eat some chicken wings, and I will send you an email, just a link to Google's instructions for how to, I don't know if you can set your vanity URL yet, or if you have to hit a certain subscriber count first, because YouTube's constantly changing their requirements. But I'll send you the back end information for that so we can get this publicized. And with that being said, everyone, this has been a great live show. I appreciate everyone's time. I appreciate the conversation. And, this is something, going forward. And anyone, by the way, if you'd like to join an upcoming live show, Face on Video, that's something I'm always looking for. I've integrated this. I've added this equipment to the studio where I can have a somewhat seamless experience. So if you want to call in like Hybrid Life did from Stocks and Watches, or if you want to join Face on Video with Skype, it's an effortless task now. So, really want to get the conversations going. And I had a straw fail. My straw is too short for this big thing, so I'm drinking out of the cup instead of the straw. Socks and Watches said, just did it. Let's see. Let me check. Fire up. I want to get this link out to everybody, man. Let me see if I got. Let's see. So you just did, when you said you just did it, did you do the vanity URL, or did you do what's paste in the chat, because it didn't show up earlier. I don't know if hyperlink was denied or whatever, but paste your channel URL into the chat. Let me see if I can. I don't know if YouTube's blocking that. Let's see. I'm going to set. I just did add moderator. I don't know if that makes a difference, if you can, if it'll let you post your channel link now or what. Oh, there you go. Hey, brilliant. Stocks and Watches says, I'll comment on your last uploaded video and click that way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see. My last video was, See, it's the Schwinn, I think the Schwinn IC4 review. Schwinn IC4 Zwift review. Yeah, comment on that one or any video for that matter, and that'll be brilliant. And I'll be able to get your comment there. Oh, you know what happened? It said held for review. I guess it held you for review because you're a new channel. Okay, so I've got your link. Subscribe here. Boom, there we go. And now I've got your URL. And keep in mind, everyone, this is not the permanent URL. Well, it'll probably be the permanent URL, but here's the link right here to Stocks and Watches channel. So once the channel grows and the vanity URL is created, there'll be a more clean way to get here. But for now, go ahead and click the link that I just posted. That's Stocks and Watches channel link, and you'll be able to click that and subscribe to Stocks and Watches. I just subscribed. So I can see you've got a Kermit and a Hulk. Is that a Kermit and a Hulk? Let's see. Yep, Kermit and Hulk. Very, very nice, dude. Very, very nice. Yeah, I just, Philippe, did you see the URL? I just pasted it in chat. I don't know if chat's blocking the URL or what. Anybody that can't see the URL in chat, if you go to my most recently uploaded video, which is entitled Schwinn IC4 Zwift review, and I'll post a link. Let me post a link to that because Stocks and Watches commented to that, and you'll see his comment, and you can click his comment and subscribe to his channel. So let's see. Let me get a link to that video. Yes, Brad, you can get a wrench too. There you go. Brad's got the wrench, and Stocks and Watches has got the wrench. Yep, so we got Philippe subscribed. Very cool, everyone. Very cool. Well, I'm gonna tackle my chicken wing task. Got to eat my wings and have a good appetizing dinner. So on that note, I appreciate everyone joining, and it's going to be an extremely exciting journey with Stocks and Watches because he's got the plan, and it's going to be a let's see. I'm popping up a video here. Let's see. Yeah, it's not the. Yeah, there's the video I wanted. There we go. And of course, it pops it up on the monitor that's out the corner of my eye that I've got turned off, so I can't drag it. So there won't be an outro clip for this live show because I've got it in the on the other monitor that I've got currently powered off. So, oh wait a minute. No, maybe I don't. Actually, I've got it right here. I stand corrected. I was too quick to speak there. So let me see. Add this to my. Yeah, I use the Apple TV for all my intro and outro segments and green screen backdrops. Philippe, have a good night. See you next time. Hey, everybody, have a good night. Always a pleasure. Brad, we'll have to get up, dude. We'll have to get up, do a live show. And, of course, Stocks and Watches. If Sunday works for you, that works for me. You got my email. Just let me know. And Brad, if you want to, maybe tomorrow night, Saturday night, maybe I can get a live show up, maybe an epic drone show. Maybe we can chat all about drones. So stay tuned. If I send out that invite, I'll probably be doing it for, I would say earlier in the evening tomorrow. Probably not as late as it is right now. So just, stay tuned if you want to, if you're available and want to join in. I know, we all got a lot of stuff going on. A live show doesn't always fit, which is perfectly understandable. But on that note, everybody, let's see. I'm playing on my switcher here. Everybody stay safe. And I will see y'all next time. I appreciate the super chats. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and do a celebratory super chat. Thanks again, Andrea. Thank y'all for the live show. And I'm going to get some chicken wings. So y'all have a good day. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube.com/IrixGuy. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.